Now is legal expert Carissa Kranz weighing in on what's next in this case. There's still a long process to be had here. Good morning.
Good morning, Linda.
All right, so we spoke to you last week about this case. Is this a surprising outcome? I know the jury taking about 90 minutes to come with a verdict after a 2-week trial. What's your opinion on this?
The jury seemed to have no doubt in their mind coming back with a verdict in an hour and a half. That's a fast verdict. So to them, the evidence was overwhelming that she was guilty beyond any and all reasonable doubt. I don't think this was a surprising outcome, considering the fact that the husband testified this time, and he testified the first time. The second time, when there was a hung jury, that was missing testimony. The defense kept saying they wanted the jurors to hear all the evidence. So arguably this time they heard all the evidence.
Right. And we also are learning a little bit about her son. I know she asked for a phone call to her son when this verdict was read, very emotional, even hyperventilating, according to her attorneys. What will happen with her son in this case? Now, she's now behind bars awaiting that sentencing hearing.
Most likely the son will be placed with a family member. I saw that the mother was in court with Ms. Dippolito, so it's possible that the son will end up with the mother. We don't know much about the father. That's also a possibility as well, but it seems like he's not very involved. But the courts will absolutely try to place the son with a family member if possible. And, you know, the child's interest will be taken into consideration.
And I know the defense saying that they do plan on filing an appeal. How does that process work, and will that even start before the sentencing that's scheduled for the end of July?
Yes. So the defense must file a notice of appeal within 30 days. And then after they file the notice of appeal, they'll follow that up with briefs. And it will be up to them to try to prove that the trial court erred. And the standard is whether or not there was abuse of discretion or whether or not there's clear error. And that comes down to factual issues and legal issues. The first trial came down to a jury issue and a question that the judge let out. And so what's going to happen now is they'll file the notice of appeal, they'll follow it up with briefs, and then from there they're going to have to comb the entire trial transcript. Right. And based on what they find in the transcript, the defense will try to find issues with the case.
And finally, we have that sentencing. What can she expect?
She's facing up to 30 years. The first trial she was sentenced to 20 years. She has about 8 years worth of credit between being behind bars and house arrest. So sentencing will be another mini trial. The judge will listen to aggravating and mitigating factors. Family members can testify why she should or should not be put away for that long, and they'll go from there. But she is facing up to 30 years, and she will get credit for the time she's already spent behind, you know.
The 8-year credit. All right. Well, thank you so much, Carissa Kranz, for joining us this morning and weighing in on this case for Dalia Dippolito. Of course, we'll hear more from you, especially as that sentencing hearing is scheduled for the end of July. Thank you so much.